Welcome back to MidPoint. Professor of Business at the University of Maryland, renowned economist Peter Morici, and best-selling author and Pulitzer Prize-winning investigative reporter David Cay Johnston. Gentlemen, we left off the last couple of moments here. There was a disagreement between the two of you on what it comes down to, tax reform or tax cuts. So here we go. David, I'm going to start with you. Let's compromise. It's a dirty Washington word, damn it, but we're going to go ahead and try right here. Where do we compromise on that, Dave?
Well, what we need to have is a fundamental review of how lobbying has undone the 1986 tax reforms. We've passed a law, for example, that has encouraged companies to move money out of the United States. You take the money out of your American pocket, you pay it to yourself as a dividend to your offshore pocket, and then you don't have to pay taxes on that money so long as you hold it offshore. And as a result, many multinational companies now literally turn a profit. In fact, Warren Buffett boasts about the fact that he has a $57 billion, note that B, billion dollar interest-free loan from the government. The rest of us are taxed by having the money taken out of our paychecks, or for small business owners, as I've been in the past, directly from your business each year. So the number one thing I think we need to do is level the playing field and stop favoring big multinationals against purely domestic and family-owned businesses with a whole new set of tax rules. But that requires fundamental study of the system and how it's working. Cutting tax rates is really a sideshow that is not the core of the problem.
All right, Peter, to you. Where's the compromise on your side?
Well, if we start a study, we'll never get tax reform.
Well, if we do start the study, we'll get tax reform by the 22nd century, the way Washington works.
Well,
right?
we'll end up coming out of the study just before the presidential election, and good luck with that. What
Peter,
we need to do is have an agreement. The Republicans would like to basically get rid of deductions so they could and cut rates and actually cut revenue. The president would like to get rid of deductions and exemptions to raise more revenue. Let's just agree that we're not going to raise more or less revenue, but the same amount. Eliminate all the deductions and exemptions because, both sides have their favorite exemptions. For example, the president, rails against the oil depletion allowance, but he just cooked up some special treatment that's quite similar for the cable industry because some of his biggest campaign supporters and fundraisers happen to be over at Comcast. So let's get rid of all that stuff and come up with a rate that raises the same amount of money but taxes every company the same. You want to deal with the overseas tax problem? Then junk the corporate tax altogether and go to a corporate value-added tax. Base it on sales in the United States, and that'll do it quite nicely. And it'll be a low rate, but it'll raise the same money.
All right, I tell you what, I only got 15 seconds, David. I see you shaking your head. Go, 15 seconds.
We have to have a corporate income tax or rules that require payouts, or they will end up being huge, bloated, anti-growth machines. And Reagan did 2 studies before his tax return. Shouldn't take us long at all to have a tax.
Reminding everybody the 5 things that Peter Morici points out are tax reform, patch Obamacare, encourage the Fed to normalize interest rates, open up offshore oil and gas development, and level the playing field with China. We're out of room. We're out of time. Peter Morici, David Cay Johnston, thanks for joining us. We'll do it again.
Take care.
And here's the countdown to midterms.
Sometimes it goes blue, sometimes it goes red. And with the current popular Democratic Governor Deval Patrick opting not to run for re-election, a Republican definitely has a chance to reclaim the office. So who are the players? It's between Democratic State Attorney General Martha Coakley and Republican Charlie Baker, a healthcare executive. Baker unsuccessfully challenged Patrick in 2010. The latest surveys in this gubernatorial race range from a toss-up to giving Baker a 6-point lead. Even though the polls aren't exactly favoring Coakley, she still has some advantages. Registered Democrats in Massachusetts outnumber Republicans 3-1. According to a WBUR poll, she's also the top pick among women, a key voting group. Baker lost this group to Patrick in 2010 by 24 points. Another reason this race is so difficult to predict is the fact that voters are split on who can better handle the key issues. A UMass Amherst poll found likely voters are more confident with Coakley tackling health care and higher education. They think Baker is better suited for the economy, taxes, and welfare.